If I eat something that is not hypoallergenic formula or oatmeal, I'll essentially feel like I'm dying. I will feel like my throat is closing. I'll feel like I need to go to the hospital. I'll have my EpiPen like hovering next to my leg.
This woman is allergic to food. She cannot eat anything but two things: oatmeal and hypoallergenic formula.
Ever since I was 2 years old, I've had anaphylactic allergies to peanuts, tree nuts, nuts, sesame, mustard, and a whole bunch of other things. It spiraled into subsequent anaphylactic reactions to things that I was not allergic to, like single ingredient foods, homemade foods, really safe stuff, until I was only down to eating oatmeal and eggs.
Whenever she gets an anaphylactic shock, she feels like she's dying.
I typically get extremely lightheaded. I have difficulty breathing, my throat feels like it's closing, and my blood pressure drops. So it is a life-threatening reaction it can be medicated with an EpiPen, which essentially is adrenaline, and it gives you 15 minutes of life. But for me, it usually takes quite a few, and then subsequent hospitalization.
But it didn't just end here for Caroline.
I've been diagnosed with mast cell activation syndrome, and I have been hospitalized probably a dozen times over the last 7 years. Mast cell activation syndrome is an immune disorder in which the body's mast cells, which are immune cells, they incorrectly identify a lot of things as allergens when they're not always. Like, for example, stress. That's not really an allergy, but I'll have allergic reactions to stress. So basically, the mast cells incorrectly identify a lot of things as allergens, and they secrete histamine. It's a chemical that elicits an allergic response, and it's meant to protect your body. I'm on probably 7 antihistamines on a day-to-day basis. I take cromolyn sodium before every meal, and I also get bi-weekly injections of a medication called Xolair. Having mast cell activation syndrome certainly takes a mental toll, and it sets me apart from kind of the normal population. Since getting mast cell activation syndrome, I've realized that so much of our society and culture is based around food. Going out to dinner with friends and family, going out to coffee with a coworker, getting drinks on a first date. It's a bit of a bummer every time I do kind of encounter those social scenarios.
But there are upsides to Caroline's condition.
I never wake up after a Saturday night and look at my credit card and say, oh my god, how did I spend $200 on drinks? Because that never happens. Ever since starting to post about it on TikTok, I've been really pleasantly surprised with how curious people are and how much they want to know about mast cell activation syndrome. I think above all else, people love to see how I've been experimenting and diversifying, my meals, even though they only consist of oatmeal and hypoallergenic formula.
So what does Caroline do when she's having cravings?
So even though I get cravings, I never ever give in to them. I never have like a cheat meal or a cheat day or anything like that, because the consequences are so dire. But I do keep a list of like random cravings that I have on my phone, just because I am hopeful that one day I will be able to eat normally again.